"You can't say that." Keown blasts Clement for what he said about Rangers star. Philippe Clement commits sackable offense as Rangers perception blown to bits. James Tavernier finished at Rangers as Philippe Clement makes decision. Philippe Clement destroyed by Chris Boyd as new footage emerges. Ex-Rangers star laments failed £7 million bid as Late Show proves Rangers credentials. At the end, I want to hear your opinion on these controversies with Clement, Boyd, and Tavernier. Don't forget to leave a like on the video, and let's get into the news. Philippe Clement is facing heavy criticism for his handling of the Ioannis Hajis situation at Rangers, as the Romanian international finally returns to the first-team fold. Gary Keown, writing in Mail Online 6 October, didn't mince his words, slamming the Belgian boss for what he describes as a baffling episode regarding Hajis' exclusion and sudden reinstatement. According to Keown, Clement's messaging has been all over the place. The attacking midfielder was left in the B squad despite being a key figure for Romania in the Euros, and now he's been brought back, seemingly as a result of agreeing to forego a wage hike that would have been triggered by his 100th appearance for the club. Keown highlighted the inconsistency in Clement's actions, stating, "You can't say that, he's not good enough," and then react to him renegotiating his terms by bringing him into first-team training and insisting he is like a new signing. Yes, a new signing you have already stated is not good enough. Hajis had been left one game short of reaching the 100 appearance milestone for Rangers, which would have increased his wages, a clause he's reportedly agreed to waive in order to get back into Clement's plans. Clement had previously claimed Hajis wasn't suitable for the number 10 role with the arrival of Nedim Badrami, but now, following the renegotiation, Hajis is back in the mix. For all the talk, Hajis' return could be just what Rangers need. Despite being cast aside, he's maintained his professionalism and fitness levels. During his time with the B team, the 25-year-old clearly showed he was a cut above, and with the squad lacking consistency, his creative spark could be key as the team pushed for a better run of form. The situation surrounding Hajis may have frustrated fans, but now that he's back, his performances will do the talking. His contract runs until 2026, and Rangers will hope he can prove his worth quickly, not just to boost the squad, but to protect his transfer value in the event of a future move. Philippe Clement is facing significant pressure at Rangers after recent defeats, with many questioning his future. Gary Keown, writing for the Daily Mail, the 6th October, has suggested that if Clement hadn't taken over a team in disarray after Michael Beale's tenure, his losses to Ross County and Dundee last season would have been enough to get him sacked. Clement's position has been under scrutiny since Rangers' 3-0 loss to Celtic in early September, with fans and pundits alike doubting his ability to turn things around. Keown argued that the Rangers boss has shattered the perception that he's a safe pair of hands, adding that the results from last season, compounded by the loss to Lyon, have left his future uncertain. Keown also pointed out that Rangers have suffered from an underwhelming transfer window, with many of the new signings failing to make a significant impact. Players like James Tavernier, who has faced repeated criticism for his performances, seem to be holding the team back. Clement may be looking to reinforce the squad in the January transfer window, especially after John Gilligan confirmed there would be funds available. The Rangers need to bolster their ranks if they're to mount a serious challenge both domestically and in Europe this season. Clement might also consider making tough decisions such as phasing out Tavernier in favor of Casanwirjo, whose solid performances have caught the eye of fans and pundits alike. Clement must act fast if he's to salvage the season and prove he's the right man to lead Rangers forward. With crucial games coming up, including against St. Johnstone, the Belgian boss will need to show that he can turn things around before the pressure becomes too much to bear. It seems that James Tavernier has hit a real crossroads in his Rangers career, and it's not looking good for the skipper. Gary Keown has all but confirmed what many of the Ibrox faithful have been whispering for some time. Tavernier's days in the famous blue may well be numbered, especially after his shaky performance against Lyon in the Europa League. Tavernier, now 32, was hooked off by Philippe Clement after 60 minutes in that 4-1 defeat, with Narecio Casanwirjo stepping in. Keown believes this was the moment we've all been waiting for, the tipping point. Tavernier has long been accused of struggling against better opposition, particularly in the Old Firm where Dyson Maeda and most of the Celtic front line seem to take him to task every time. Keon points out that Kassan Wirjo is more than capable of filling the void, but let's not forget Dujon Sterling. Clement gave Sterling a long-term deal with a bump in his wages, which means the club clearly sees potential there. Now might be the perfect chance for Sterling to get a regular run in the side and show what he's got. It's no secret that Tavernier's strength has never been his defending. He's been more of a right winger pretending to be a right back, relying heavily on his knack for penalties and set pieces. To be fair, he's been one of the best in Scottish football when it comes to whipping in a cross or smashing in a free kick. But defensively, it's been a different story. And when you've got players like Maeda making you look like you're running in treacle, that's a problem. Clement's got a big decision on his hands now. Does he keep faith with the captain knowing his form is dipping? Or does he hand the baton to the younger lads, like Kassan Wirjo and Sterling, who could provide the solid defensive presence Rangers need? One thing's for sure, Tavernier's place is under serious threat and his time at Rangers might just be running out. Philippe Clement is facing the heat at Rangers, and Chris Boyd isn't holding back. The former Rangers striker has torn into Clement for his apparent lack of progress at Ibrox and his baffling claims regarding recent decisions on the pitch. Clement's attempt to argue that John Souttar's handball against Hibs wasn't a penalty has come under fierce scrutiny, with Boyd calling it as clear a penalty as you'll see. In Boyd's typically blunt style, he highlighted the bizarre nature of Clement's post-match antics, with footage emerging of the Belgian even jumping around to make his point during the press conference. According to Boyd, the excuses from Clement are becoming too frequent and many seem to be pre-planned. Drawing a comparison, Boyd pointed out that Giovanni van Bronckhorst, during his time at the club, didn't rely on such complaints, especially not when Rangers were on their way to a European final just a couple of years ago. Boyd's harsh critique? There's simply no progression under Clement. Rangers fans are already unimpressed with Clement's tenure, and these sorts of excuses aren't doing him any favors. The club's third-place standing, alongside patchy performances, has left supporters frustrated, and it's clear they're looking for more accountability from the manager. Making excuses for decisions rather than facing up to the team's clear issues on the pitch is only widening the gap between Clement and the fans. At home, supporters expect results, and when those don't come, they at least want a manager willing to own up to the problems, not deflect responsibility. Without a drastic improvement in both performances and results, Clement's job could be on the line, and his constant excuses are only making things worse. Fans want to see a turnaround, and until then, the Belgians' explanations are falling on deaf ears. Former Rangers star Roos missed £7 million bid for Ibrox as Late Show proves Rangers' needs. There's been plenty of chatter about Rangers' interest in Plymouth Argyle attacker Morgan Whitaker. The 23-year-old forward has been making waves at home park after a club record £1 million move to the south coast last summer. But if Rangers had got their way, Whitaker would have been donning the royal blue long before his return to Plymouth after a successful loan spell in 2022. Back in the winter of 2023, Swansea City refused to play ball, thwarting Rangers' hopes. However, the Ibrox side reportedly returned this summer, tempting Plymouth with a £7 million bid. Despite this, Whitaker stayed put in the English Championship, and one ex-Rangers star might now be thinking he'd have been a great asset in Glasgow. Plymouth boss Wayne Rooney has previously insisted that Morgan Whitaker is not for sale, and it's clear why. Whitaker is the club's main man in attack, consistently delivering moments of magic when needed most. So it came as no shock to see him step up again, scoring a 97th-minute winner to down Blackburn Rovers in dramatic fashion at home park. After Michael Obafemi opened the scoring for Plymouth, Blackburn equalized late on through Joe Rankin Costello. But, as has become his trademark, Whitaker knotted the ball home in the dying moments, breaking Rovers' hearts and securing Plymouth's third consecutive home win. Rooney, having been sent off earlier for protesting Blackburn's equalizer, must have been thrilled with his £1 million man producing a moment of brilliance worth every penny. It's performances like these that Rangers sorely lack. A reliable attacking outlet, ready to take responsibility in the key moments. With Whitaker's winner, Blackburn suffered their second loss in a row, leaving Rangers fans perhaps wondering what might have been. Todd Cantwell came off the bench for Blackburn but couldn't prevent Whitaker from stealing the spotlight. Rangers fans are eager for some attacking reinforcements in January, particularly on the left wing, which has become a problem area. After failing to qualify for the Champions League, Abdallah Sima was sent on loan elsewhere by Brighton, and now the Senegalese winger is tearing it up on the biggest European stage. To make matters worse, a last-minute loan deal for Southampton's Samuel Edozie collapsed when Sassuolo changed the terms of the Nedim Badrami transfer. With Oscar Cortez and Rabbi Matondo yet to prove their fitness or consistency at Ibrox, Rangers are left painfully short of options on the left. Interim chairman John Gilligan has assured fans that Philippe Clement will have money to spend in January, with reinforcements expected in this area. Morgan Whitaker would certainly be a crowd pleaser, although an expensive addition. Don't be surprised if those links to Ibrox crop up again in the near future. When asked about the previous interest from Rangers, Whitaker didn't slam the door on a potential move, leaving fans hopeful that a deal might still be on the cards. Comment below what you think about the news. Is Tavernier done at Rangers? Is Clement not managing Rangers well? Don't forget to leave a like on the video to help me out. I post videos every day talking about our Rangers, so if you're not subscribed, you're missing out on the latest news. See you soon.